think we're ready to go. All right. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good. What's today? Tuesday? Tuesday evening. So here we go with another one of these. So tonight we're going to be painting. Oops. Yep. Oops. Tonight we're going to be working on some Aristeia, and I've got them in a pretty good spot. At least the stuff that I'm painting, and then we'll see if we have time. We might start some really preliminary prep on some of the other stuff. So everybody decided as soon as I hit record. I've got a 4-year-old who decided he was going to come in here. Octavius, please turn that down, son. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started. I don't know. We may lose this stream pretty quickly. Hi, Darius. Hi. So let me show you what we're painting. Oh, I can't, son. Can't. Oh. Okay. All right. So I'll show you what we're painting, and then we're going to jump straight into it. Let me refresh that. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so we are painting some more Aristeia characters, specifically some of the fancier metal alt sculpts. So we've got Dart here, and Dart she's mostly done, as you can see. She kind of has that. I may fix her other eye. It looks kind of cool actually, but I may go in and fix that. There's an eye there that just looks a little too dark. That being her left eye. And then we also have Tao Wu. So here's a Tao Wu miniature. You can see he's rocking a lot of white on his robe. So he's looking pretty cool. We also have Musashi, which I hate. I hate that they call him Musashi. That's terrible. It's Musashi. And I was told to follow box art with Musashi. So he's almost done. There's just some detail work that needs to happen on some of his robes. They're not quite there yet. So we'll do some work on Musashi. And then finally we have the alt Shona. And this thing is, you can see it's a really awesome sculpt, but it was such a pain to put together here. Okay, so we're going to be working mainly on Musashi and Shona here, and we're going to do mostly detail work to make sure everything looks cool. First thing we're going to do though is I really need to smooth out all of this stuff on Tao Wu. So you can see, I mean, the white, it looks pretty good. It's pretty good so far. The problem with white is it's very transparent, and so sometimes it doesn't look like you've adequately painted it. Okay, and sometimes there's tricks you can do, like you can increase the sheen on colors like white and yellow to help them hide, and we're gonna kind of do that, but I'm gonna use kind of a different means to get there. So you guys may have seen me do this with yellow to help really embolden some yellow, but this time we're gonna use white ink to help embolden what we've got on Musashi, and on Tao Wu, and we're actually gonna use this on the Shona model as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to put it on my wet palette. Not that this has to be on my wet palette, but it's just a good place to put it for now. And this is good. We're going to apply this ink, similar to how we would apply a wash. Now, if I'm worried about flow, I could actually just add a little airbrush thinner to it to make it super duper thin. It looks. We'll see what we'll pick a spot and see how we think this is flowing. Well, it looks like it's you know it's a little bit rubbery, a little bit thick, but I think we can work with this. All right. All right. So this is what we're going to be working on tonight. Lots of white, lots of air colors tonight on the feed. Um, it should be pretty cool. Right, you can already see what this is doing. This is greatly brightening up that white, and it's making the white feel more opaque at the same time, a little more even in the paint job. Right, it doesn't look like kind of a roughshod primer job. Now it's like it looks like a proper white color on the Mini, and it's just look at how bright that is. It's super nice. Okay. So I'll punch this up around most of the Tawu Mini. But let me know if you have any questions, comments, threats, that sort of thing. And another thing I'll point out is these inks go a long way, right? You can see I have not, hey Chris, I have not, really applied a lot of liquid on here, but with it being ink, you can really stretch it. This is a nice little, I don't know, it's a nice little way to, once you do a paint job with your acrylic white, this is a good way to even things out and make your paint job look a little more robust. Hey, what's up, Sean? Okay. So I've always really liked Tawu in his classic, all white outfit here. But I had to paint mine yellow and black because he's got to be Wu-Tang, the one that, my personal one. So we're going to get this all done. Hope you guys are finding some time for hobby. I know me and Sean were talking, and it could be things have been very busy at work for both of us actually, and it can be difficult to find time. I think my situation is a lot more fortunate though, because I can I can still take meetings and be painting things during my meetings, which is something I kind of regularly do with these. So it's helped me, during the pandemic. It's helped me, tackle a lot of commissions for people. I don't know what my miniature output has been for this year, but it's definitely been off the charts, right? Because I painted, oh man, during the painting challenge, that was well over 200 miniatures, if I recall, total that I cleared through, and that was 30 days. That was just 31 days of miniatures. So I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know this for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm on track to clear 1,000 miniatures painted this year. There was a lot of painting that happened this year. Maybe I'm not quite at 1,000, but it wouldn't surprise me if somebody, if I actually sat down and counted what I've painted this year. Maybe I'm at 1,000. Let's see. Currently trying to finish up my 3 Flying Nazgul. Cool. Hey, what's up, XL Infiltrate? Work pays for the miniature crack, but also makes you too tired to paint. Yeah. It does, and then you could be like me and work a day and paint on commission, and so you get to paint a lot, but it's most of it ain't your stuff. So take that however you want to take that there. Um, but yeah, you can see here he's looking pretty.
Dad, we found no dragon.
Oh, good job, buddy. It's my little kid. So this is a really nice way to finish up a miniature. Um, so I strongly recommend, if you are not using white ink, white inks are fantastic. I feel like most of the techniques I use nowadays are going to be using white inks where possible, because you'll see here. So again, here's Shona. And this part of the Shazvati is not going to be white. It's going to be kind of a bone color. But this armor is going to be white. The armor in this area. Hey, what's up? Hey, Matt. How's it going, dude? So you can see, I mean, this is basically where, hey, Larry. This is where you would end if you were just painting acrylics, right? And you get a white paint job like that. You're you're pretty happy with it. You're pretty happy with that. But let's say you want that last little punch at the end, right? We're gonna hit this with ink. And this is your stormtrooper trick, guys. This is where you might employ, where you might most commonly employ this type of material. It's also a joy to airbrush white ink. So I switched from my generic Vallejo white primer as the tip of my Zenithal Prime, and now I use this as the Zenithal Prime. Your dragons? They're over there, buddy. They're underneath the pillow. Go get them. I have kids that don't want to sleep tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've been a big fan of inks forever. I've used yellow ink to kind of bolster paint jobs. Most recently, all right. Most recently, I painted a prism model, prism from Aristeia, and I wasn't 100% happy with the red on it. So what I ended up doing was I ended up hitting it with inks in the last little bit there, and that helped quite a bit, right? That really helped punch up the model. Yeah, we'll see how this stream goes, because I got little kids in this room that want to play. Not the end of the world, right? But it is already 9 o'clock, so that's kind of an issue there. All right. Okay. So you can see it's already brightening up the model, but it's also what's also really nice is it's leaving a nice, like, smoother texture on these. All right. We'll deal with oh yeah, now the cat wants in. Everybody wants in this room when I when I'm in here. We'll let that ink dry for a minute, and hold on. I'm gonna see if I can get these kids to play in the other room here. One sec. Okay. We'll see how that goes. He's found another activity, but it actually could end up being louder. Let's see how it goes.
Go!
All right. So we'll get back to the painting here. I actually do, yeah, there's a few other inks I need to pick up. But for now, I think we're doing pretty well. Let's go ahead and let's hit the Shazvati face here with a little bit of skeleton horde over the white undercoat.
We got him. We found the dragon.
Oh, he's back.
There's dragon.
He's back. Go to bed, buddy. Go to bed, there.
There's, go upstairs.
All right.
No. Yes. Hey! Get back.
All right. So this is all just sort of detail work from here.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I want to put a little bit of shade on the sword. All right. So I did actually use, earlier I used a little night blue on the sword. Now we're going to switch over. I'm going to do just ash black just to add a little bit more shading to the sword. And this ash black, it flows out kind of like P3 armor wash, but it's not as it's not as intense once you spread it out correctly. So you can see it's doing a decent job of toning the sword. And these washes are actually designed to be used in an airbrush, but you can see it works pretty well there, right? Pretty happy with that. I don't know what color Shazvati blood is, but I've been using a little green. I might use it. Might use some green here on this. This model, I know I mentioned this earlier, but this model is very frustrating to put together if you've ever had to put together this model. So the way it works is, you can see there is, it's supposed to attach twice, so it's like a two-handed rifle hold. Hey, what's up, Jose? So it actually attaches here and there is no actual defined attachment point there. So it attaches there, and then this sword comes down here, and this head attaches into the body there. Then you have this leg here. Yeah, this is the alt Shona, Nelson. So this leg here actually has these two hands from the Shazvati attached to it, and those attach to the base. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to say 6 different points that need to be all in the same, all in the exact spot for this pose to work. So when you guys get yours, and I'm going to get mine. I ordered, yeah, me and Nelson ordered ours on the same day, so I'm gonna do 2 more of these at the same time. I'll do Nelson's. Actually, I'll do Nelson's first, and then I'll paint mine. I'm not like, yeah, it was frustrating. I will not lie. That was a tough. It's a tough model to put together, but the pose is fantastic. All right. But yeah, it's a great, still a excellent mini. But yeah, not the most fun to put together. She's got a little bit of pink areas on the model. You know, for Jose's here, we're gonna stick with the we're gonna stick closer to the studio art. On mine, I may go a different direction. Very, but yeah, you can't really argue with a pose that cool. That is quite a cool pose. All right. What I really need is I need a like a neon pink ink. You can make a wash if you have a good neon pink, but you guys probably know as well as I do in the acrylic paint range, it can be extremely difficult to find a good neon pink. Ah, did I? Okay. I was looking at some of these washes, and there's one dirt and there's one called grime, and they're almost the exact same color, and it's very upsetting. And every time I look at them, I'm like, oh, I need one, but I don't remember. Do I need dirt or do I need grime? And they're so close. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I think a purple theme or a black and red combo and shown. Yeah, I mean, you could do the way this armor is. I think you could pick any color you want. I personally, I like this white and blue. It's really nice. You could even do white and white and well, white goes with anything. White and blue is pretty cool. I also like orange. I could do like an orange color on it. Pretty cool. Let's let that dry for a second. All right, let's go to Musashi. All right, so Musashi, we're following the again the recommended art theme for Musashi. So let's just get a little shadow here for all his various buckles and whatnot. And then, wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like if I'm going to be painting more Corvus Belly. Corvus Belly really likes to use neon pink as a light source effect on a lot of their, a lot of the Infinity stuff. So I think it would be pretty cool to do that. But yeah, like here's the again, let's use the white again just because we can. Right here on these little stripes. We could punch up the white right there. Okay. This is just a phenomenal sculpt. I don't know how many times I've painted this on my channel. It's been a lot. I know I painted that particular sculpt quite a bit. And the funny thing is, after all the times I've painted this sculpt, I still do not own a copy of this model. It's super cool. I don't know if oh, thanks, Sean. I mean, I don't in all fairness, I don't know that I need this sculpt, but come on. When do we need these fancy things? But we love them, right? Of course we're going to want the fancy Musashi sculpts. I'm very, very happy with my Chibi Musashi, but this is just a super nice canvas to play around with colors. And I will not call him Mushashi, okay? Really bugs me. Every time Carlos says it, it makes me cringe. I, am I the only person that feels that way every time he says Mushashi? Oh, you have to move your Aristo. His name is Mushashi. Every time Carlos says Mushashi, it breaks something in my soul. I'm not a fan of that. Anyone else? You started my mushroom? No, my mushroom. I've only very recently found it. It's actually it's in the side console of my car. I have not done anything with that mushroom. It's due in a couple of weeks. Uh, Also, since everyone in the chat appears to be local, there is a zombie ogre paint day this Saturday. So if you're not doing anything Saturday, come on down, come hang with me. You know I'll be there painting it. And who knows? You know I like to have a table set up with the game. If anyone wants to come down and play a game, it might be this game that I'm painting because this is kind of the hotness right now. Whoa, that was bad. Ah, man, that's the problem with that is the problem with acrylics. You make an error like that. I'll have to fix that. No, honestly, it's you can it's a paint day technically. You can bring other stuff to paint. People do that all the time. It's just if you want that cool. I don't know. I think sometimes those the WizKids things that we do are like limited. So if you want the cool limited zombie ogre, come on down. You don't even have to paint it there. I know I'm giving away all the dirty secrets of paint day, but it's true. You could just treat yourself to the zombie ogre and paint something else. Plenty of people do that. Or you could, or you could just pull up a spot and start painting. Plenty of people do that too. All right. So clean that up a little bit. Yeah, Sean, we gotta do something, man. We gotta figure it out. I don't know what we gotta do, but okay. So Musashi's supposed to have freehand like triangle things on this part of his leggings. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna try to find a color that's gonna hide very well, and then kind of work our way towards a pattern here. That's not that might hide okay. This might hide okay. Actually, what am I doing? There's a much easier way to do this. Here's the trick, guys. If you want to do, if you're worried about something hiding or something not being able to get to the true color, this is actually one of my go-tos here. So if you see this at CQ, I highly recommend you pick it up. Glacier Blue. This is your working white, is what I call this. This is your working white. This is, if you're painting white, you need something to cover and act like white in most respects, this is what you're going to use. In this case, I'm going to use it to freehand a little pattern on Musashi, and then we're going to actually fill it in with the color that we want. Okay, so if you see this at CQ, buy it. It's a very, very useful paint, especially if you paint a lot of white. You can also use the wolf gray, but I prefer glacier blue. It's a very clean color, and it's brighter than wolf gray. They'll both work out just fine though. Especially if I'm doing armor, then it's going to be glacier blue. Is there a non-game color variant? I guess if you're going Citadel, it's like Space Wolf Gray, but it's not. I can't find anything that's quite this bright. Now, game color is designed to match GW colors, kind of pound for pound. So maybe there is a GW color that matches this. I would suspect there is, but that's what I like. Okay, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do here. Let's just start freehanding some Let's freehand lines. Yeah, it's gonna work out just fine. Right? What could go wrong if I'm just freehanding a bunch of lines on a model? I've got to break this up because I've got 4 different shades of blue here. Because that's how the studio art is. It's like, yeah, I'm not a fan of game color either because most of their colors don't hide. Most of their colors are actually pretty bad. I'll be the first to tell you that. But they do have some winners in there. Glacier Blue is one. Heavy Skin Tone is also a game color, and that is a fantastic color. So there's a couple of winners in there. There's a lot of not winners in that line too, though. All right. What was I doing? I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing on this side. All right. The pajamas keep the patterns on both sides, just so you know. So I guess Jose needs a proper Musashi, because Jason wrecked him pretty hard with that Musashi Wild Bill combo the other day. I mean, I'm not reminding you of that, Jose. I'm just bringing it up because it's germane to this conversation. Right? I wouldn't bring up that you got tabled hard by Jason. It's not right. I wouldn't just keep mentioning how hard you got tabled by Jason just to like rub it in. I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't be nice. Right? It's totally relevant to what we're talking about here. Oh yeah, I mean, what was that? I mean, the fact that yeah, I seem to forget. Did you just get tabled hard by Jason's Musashi Wild Bill combo? I seem to forget. All right, fine. Okay. All right. I'll lay off. No, that was actually really rough to watch. That was tough. I think one of my early games of Aristeia, I got tabled super hard like that. And I was like, this game is too swingy. I mean, it happens. The one thing I will say is yes, face-to-face die rolls are very swingy game. They're very swingy mechanics, right? It's very, you can't really expect a deeply balanced experience when you're playing face-to-face rolls. However, face-to-face roll, the Aristeia face-to-face roll, I think is super fun because of the switch mechanic. Switch mechanic is really nice. It's almost like I almost look at it like shorthand um, triggers for Malifaux, right? It's just a real quick way to introduce triggers into your system. And it's really nice. It's not, like I said, it can lead to some very swingy results, but it's kind of fun. It's one of the and you can turn that into like a half strat in Aristeia too, right? You can make trying to get your trigger just a mini game for yourself. Like for example, Parvati, right? Parvati activations are usually pretty good. You can get a heal in. She's a very all around character. She's got an okay ranged attack. She's got a heal. She's got a condition clear. And what's nice about that is she can be very energy efficient, and she's got that awesome initiative boost, right, on herself. So sometimes you just sit there and you might just try to use one of your support abilities solely to get the +2 initiative bonus. Moonchild. Yeah, you just don't try to heal Moonchild. That would especially suck if you're on the same team and you're like, oh, I want my trigger. Let me heal Moonchild. Oh, wait. You could heal Moonchild, but you cannot declare your trigger off of. Well, no, it's if it's a combat roll. So actually, you can. All right. Honestly, I like the white against the blue. The studio art kind of has it more of like a yellow brown color, and also these are like boxes. So I could draw lines this way and checker it up that way. It looks pretty cool like that, but I don't know. Should we? I just don't want it to be too busy. I kind of like it like that, if I'm being honest. I think if I run a check this way, it won't look as clean. Anyway, let's leave that for now. Let's leave it and figure out what we want to do with that in a minute. Because I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. I am loving this hat. The hat is key. Gotta have the hat. All right. Yeah, frankly, I like that better than what they did with it, where they've got those little. It's like brown squares on that part of the legging. I don't really. I'm not a big fan of that. All right. So, anyways, use this light blue here. But you can see using the glacier blue, you can make these stripes any color you want. If I decide later, oh, I want these to be yellow, I can I can hit them with a contrast paint yellow or even just a yellow ink, and it should define pretty well. Okay. I need to work on the gold detail there. Musashi. I still absolutely hate the thought of calling him Musashi. This model is very cool. I'm trying to figure out who I kick from my 8 to include Shona, and I don't know. The problem is she's competing with, on my 8, she's competing with the likes of Prism and Valkyrie, and I absolutely love both of those models. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I chuck Major Luna since my only range that I ever take is dart anyway. Maybe I do that. And I just don't care for that Luna alt sculpt. I'm probably gonna have to either repaint the one I have or paint up a fresh new one, because I'm not convinced that that's a very good sculpt. And my most critical decisions in Aristeia are based around sculpt. So if you don't have a good sculpt, I don't want you in my 8. Okay. Yeah, Valkyrie and Prism, I absolutely love both of those minis. I also like running them together. They can actually be really nice together. That turns Valkyrie into kind of a sweeper. I sadly can't get Valk to work in most of my games with Octave. Well, the way to shut down Valkyrie is to keep her from moving, like keep her from doing what I just said. Like she wants to be a sweeper. You want her in and out of fights. She should be finishing fights, and you should be trying to line it up so that she's not going to stand in an extended fight for too long. Prism can help with that by drawing attention off of Valkyrie, giving Valkyrie the ability to leave some of these combat, to leave some of the heavier scrums and get out of there, or go do the convenient thing and go with Hexer in that lineup. Ooh, that's a pretty sick lineup, right? Prism, if you went Dart Prism, because that's me, Dart Prism, Hexer Valkyrie, that's a pretty sexy lineup. I'm gonna have to run that sometime. I haven't run Hexer in a while. And I think Hexer, obviously I think she's one of the best support pieces or control pieces in the game, bar none. But she hasn't been making my lineups mainly because I like these other sculpts better. Do Shasvati have red blood or green blood? Infinity experts. Let me know. Also, I went with dark brown hair instead of like black hair on the studio art because the actual packaging has her with brown hair. I never want to see that on the board. I don't think. I mean, it's a strong team. I think it definitely has its weaknesses. One of the main weaknesses is pretty low health team, um, and it relies on spacing pretty critically, right? If you're able to get in the mix there, if you're able to get around the Prism Valkyrie front line, if you're able to get around that bubble and get to where you can start to mess with Dart and especially Hexer, then you have problems. So there's that. Also, burning. Burning always the bane of my existence. Always thought Shaz bled purple, but green. Well, you could do purple, but the problem is the arms and stuff are purple on a typical Shazvati. Am I saying that right, or is it Shazvasti? It's probably Shazvasti, right? Because these Spaniards don't like comfortable words. They want Mushashi. They want Kaldstrom. What is that? Just say Coldstorm. Don't recall on blood. They technically can morph into people. Okay. Well, the studio art, the blade here, the entire blade is red. Um, I just didn't like it. I was like, that just it. The problem is the Shazvati down here is dark and like purple pink, and the red blade doesn't. It almost gets lost in that. So I decided to go with a steel blade, and I don't know. I think I should do red blood just to, I don't know. I should do red blood just because it's expected and you can definitely tell what's going on. Even though I'm just a hypocrite, I'm using green blood for the sort of, well, it's supposed to be coming out of the ground, I guess. I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know this Infinity world. I also need I need like a light gray color to use as a little highlight on the armor plates. I think red will definitely, from a distance, kind of help people understand what the shape is below it, right? Because not everybody knows what a Shazvati looks like. So if I paint the blood to be the counter to that is that part of the Shazvati armor is actually red. So I don't know. Right? The lighting effect on the Shazvati armor actually red. So now I'm just arguing with myself. So let's do the red. Let's do the red on the on the armor, and then you guys can tell me what you think. So that part right there that I'm painting glacier blue, that part and this part are supposed to be red light source. Let's see, I really want to learn to use Hippolyta, but that initiative bonus seems meh, and her tactics too reliant on the initiative bonuses. Yeah, she does kind of seem like you want to have a lot in play for her to be useful, and then if she dies, then you got to set it all back up again. Which is, that's kind of like Prism in a sense, but Prism can do it because Prism relies on, a general trigger. She can set up a lot faster than Hippolyta can. So, yeah, I don't disagree with you. Oh, and for red, this is nice. What up, man? Look at that. I just love saying just love saying that. What up, man? Oh, actually, before I do that, I need to do a little highlight here. Back, all the way back to Dart. Oops. Dart, aka Best Sculpt. Best Sculpt in the game. Still, as far as the metal pieces are concerned, metal sculpts, still the best metal sculpt to put together. So metal sculpts can be a nightmare to put together. Gee, it's too bad, Jose, that this Dart will never be on the board against me. I'm kidding. Not really, but I'm sorry. I have a clear favorite in Aristeia. It's Dart all day, every day. Everybody should know that. Dart is best girl. End of story. You guys can tell me who is who. You guys tell me who is best girl. I know we've got Jason is he's a Hexer fan. He says Hexer is best girl. Um, Sometimes Gata is best girl, right? Depending on scenario, Gata can be best girl. What do you guys think? Who is best girl? Yeah, Dart is awesome. That's all you need to know. She is fantastic, and I will not hear otherwise. Dart is great, and that's all we're gonna say about it. Now, Nelson gave me an OG pose Dart to paint, and I've never actually painted the OG pose Dart. I've only painted this version of Dart, and I must have done this at least 4 or 5 times now. Because even people who don't play Aristeia have commissioned me to paint Dart. Because why not? Dart is amazing, and that is all you need to know. Right? There's the characters. There's the characters that are okay that you like in Aristeia, and then there's Dart. Chris likes Moonchild. Moonchild has amazing rules. Moonchild is arguably a better tank than Maximus because of the fact that she cannot be one-shotted. You like alt Hexer. Oh, you really like that? You like the like witch Hexer. It's a pretty great sculpt. But even that, like single robe holding a staff, is still a more challenging miniature to assemble than Dart is. And I'll show you that in a second, right? Because Nelson has me painting a hexer for him as well. But let me show you that once I'm done dotting the I here on Dart. Look at that. Look at that. My girl can see now. Haha. She can shoot you in the face. Okay. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the Corvus Belly. Just gets a little too, they just get a little too funky with how they want to fit their metal pieces or their metal sculpts. Let me pop this bad boy open. I'm going to need that flat base, so we'll keep that. But look at this. Okay, there's the body. Comes with one foot. That's always terrifying. Well, no, here's the other foot right there. And you've got this other just chunkus right there. The feet are super small, as you can see. So you're going to have to pin that and okay, so it's 4 pieces. One of the pieces is the face, right? So the face, that's the easy part. It just glues onto right there, right? The front of the robe, and then you have a pair of arms. This arm is, it's basically a socket joint. So it's not bad. It just sort of goes right there once you clip the flash off there. And then look at this. That is not a standard socket. It's just weird. It's just a weird shape. And they make it so that those weird notches, that's like old school infinity notches, those make it super hard to pin. Like normally, if that was just a flush joint or even a ball, I could pin that. I mean, I could pin this, but it's not, it's going to fit very weird. So even this model is harder to put together than Alt Dart. I absolutely love Corvus Belli metals, but man, the person in charge of cutting the models, that guy's got issues, okay? We gotta talk to that guy. All right. What was you? Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna do a little bit of red here. Actually, I don't need to use the Meng. I can use this candy red, which is almost more of an orange. I'm sorry. It's almost more of a pink, but you'll see what I do here. Right, so. I'm going to get some of that red around the outside there. Just so. And there we go. Red on that side. Okay. Yeah, let's do some blood effect on the end of the sword. Not too much, right? We're gonna keep it somewhat PG here. So just a little bit of fresh blood on that. This stuff kind of goes on, it goes on kind of thick. Right, you're supposed to stipple it down. Right. Right, it's supposed to have a little texture to it. It's kind of nice. So guys, I didn't get everybody else's best girl. We got Moonchild, Hexer. Who else we got? Like I said, Dart. Dart is my girl. So that is the correct answer. Now you guys tell me what. I'm just shocked that nobody else is saying, yeah, Dart is best girl. Why? Is it because I'm so adamant in my position that she is? Is it nobody else? Nobody else will jump on the wagon? Could be. All right. Somebody. And so far, no Gata, which I'm shocked about. Hexer is on there. I'm not surprised by that. Moonchild, just very strong. What else? Who else would? All the best girl? All our best girl? Uh, I know, Jose, I know you use a lot of Major Luna. So I thought you were going to say Major Luna is best girl. She is pretty damn awesome, in my opinion. She's just no Dart. What's up, David? Come on, man. I thought somebody would say Valkyrie. Thought we would have a Valkyrie fan in there. For me, second place is going to be Prism. I love Prism. Which is funny. I think out of Human Fate, I thought when that box first came out, my picks were Dart and actually Eclipse. I think Eclipse is a very cool character who can be pretty powerful, right? Because Eclipse is kind of like having a like a mid-range Parvati, right? She's not capable of healing, but her support abilities are really nice, and she's not terrible at the combat. Thing is, on Human Fate, her ability to hide a character at the end of her activation, maybe Bixie. Bixie's cool. I don't know. The reason why she doesn't really register with me is because I feel like Gata kind of just does that job a little more reliably. Bixie can get across the board in some cases faster than Gata can, but I think she is reliant on the one ability, and then when she comes back at -2 energy, man, that is brutal. A character that starts with only 3 energy coming back on 1 energy is pretty rough. Now she gets a little economy out of there because I believe she can still do 1 port doing that, but still not the best. Just doing a little teeny little highlight here. Right. Still feel like let's get a little more color. Yeah, 3 energy. Yeah. See, Chris and I agree there. She's okay. I mean, she's got at least some offense compared to Gata. But with Gata, if I'm taking Gata, I'm looking at doing 2 things. I'm looking at scoring objectives where I can, and I'm also looking at shutting down ranged characters that rely on range for either support or combat. Gata can reliably stay in their face and mess them up. So she's actually not the worst counter to Wild Bill because she's higher initiative. Because she can, like I said, she can really throw a wrench in his minimum operating range, and she can dazzle him. She's a pretty good counter pick for Wild Bill. Locksme doesn't care about any states. Yeah, Locksme is, I mean, also great character. She would make more of my lineups if I liked her alt sculpt a little bit better. Right? It's okay. The alt sculpt is okay. It's good enough to where she does actually make some of my lineups, and I'm pretty happy when she does. But yeah, I thought we were gonna get a little better than that. Her Soldiers of Fortune one is cool too, but I don't like her with a gun. And I know it's for Infinity, but like you don't see Locksme with a combi right. That looks weird. Give her a hacker keyboard or something. Right? At least just holster the weapon. Her shooting a combi rifle or whatever they're called just looks weird to me. I could see Parvati being best girl for some people. Parvati is like I said, she's pretty useful in a lot of scenarios. Okay. All right, I think we're looking pretty good here, guys. Oh, I gotta highlight Judgmental Uncle's base here, or he's gonna come after me. I want to learn Tawu. Like I want to get him on the board because I absolutely love this sculpt. I can't get him to work for me. Yeah, David Moffat will take Parvati. Sure, why not? I mean, her alt sculpt is amazing. It's a clockwork fairy. Like, how cool is that? Right? That's got to be worth something. She actually does make, a number of my lineups. Tawu easy. I just can't get Tawu to do anything when he's on the board. His stats are so terrible. People just walk up and just explode on him. I mean, I've seen him used fairly well, but I have not been able to get much out of him. All right. Yeah. Throw smokes and fish for triggers. True. I'll have to just force myself to put him on the board. I love him too much. I mean, the alternative is I just don't play him in Aristeia and he just becomes my alt Midas piece for Guild Ball. That's how much I love this dude, right? And if you look at how I painted mine and how I painted my Midas, it's almost the same paint job. He's a perfect stand-in for Midas, at least the Midas that's on my team. He matches the rest of my Alchemist team, and he's He's pretty awesome. All right. Well, hopefully, it would be cool if a couple of you guys show up on Saturday, and I just save a spot for some Aristeia. Right? Then you could be styling. You could just be playing Aristeia out in front of CQ while we're painting stuff. Not, I was talking to the staff at CQ tonight. I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much of a turnout. For paint day, so because we haven't been getting really any turnout the past 2 paint events I've held there. I've only had only 2 or 3 people show up for painting. You guys show up and play games, which is awesome, but the actual event, we are not getting a lot of people. All right, cool. Yeah, these are pretty good. Do I hate these 25 millimeter Infinity flat bases? Yes, I hate these bases. I know that you might, we want them on these bases if you're gonna potentially use them for Infinity too. I just hate the size of base. Like it's time, Corvus Belly. Come on, join the big kids up at 30 millimeter bases. Right? You can put your Aristeia minis on 30 millimeter bases. It's time for them to accept that. Can we just do that for Infinity too? Can that be a thing, Corvus Belly? Can we join the big kids? All right. Let me share a little frustration here. I may have to do a little diving here. So Nelson gave me, I believe, 9 miniatures to paint as part of this next one. And I'm gonna put them on 30 mil flat bases. Okay. But I need 9 30 mil flat bases. So there's 6 right there. 7. Let's do this. And there's 8. I need 1 more. I don't know if I have 1 more. We'll see. I may have to do a massive dumpster dive here in my base box. The land o' bases. All right, wish me luck. Talk amongst yourselves. You talk about Aristeia best girl. I think me and Jose played a game where we tried to determine best girl, and I'm pretty sure Gata actually had the best performance of all of those characters that we had on the board, right? Wait, oh, that was fast. Bam! We did it. We did it. All right. Now we're gonna stamp flat bases. Not the best activity, but it's a good activity. And Nelson, I'll give you the choice here. I'm partial to metal plate, but a lot of the Aristeia stuff that I sold you is on cobblestone. So you can choose what you want to do while I mix up the epoxy to do this. You need to take care of laundry. Whoa, you are, dude. You got the domestic on lock, man. Good job, Sean. I was watching David Moffat do that the other day. From the land of the Canadas, the exotic world of Canada. He was doing some laundry. At least he claims that. I think I only saw him fold like 3 actual things. But he was. You prefer metal plate. Good call, sir. I agree. I also prefer metal plate. You can see I'm using it on other people's stuff too. But it's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. Don't worry. Metal plate looks great for everybody's Aristeia stuff. All right. Hey, what's up, newbie? Watch, newbie. I'm gonna rub these. I'm rubbing the 2 balls together. Look at that. We're gonna make one super ball. Frozen kitty. I know that was so cool. The other day uh, we did a little a group hangout. It was it was the United Nations of miniature painting, right? And I represented USA in our little call. David represented Canada. We got Newbie representing UK. Dicey representing Norway, and we had Dave Dog in there representing Spain. So pretty good spread of nationalities, and it was just fun. So while Dave was he was playing out in the snow, it was like it was pretty hot. It was like pushing 90 degrees here in Orange County, and I took all these guys out to go get some boba. So we went out to get boba, and then I tried to get ammo. that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, we got boba. Dave Dog was playing out in the snow with his kid. My 4-year-old has found his way back. And you're not gonna sleep, are you? You need to sleep. I'm not. It's not good morning. It's good night. No, it's good night. All right. Let me see if I made enough. Let me see if I made enough epoxy to stamp all the bases. It's always hard to gauge this. I may not have made enough. Shh. Hold on. I gotta. He's broken out in song, folks. All right, got an insomniac 4-year-old. but I do appreciate his rendition of "Scary Flying Shark," I think is the name of the song he was singing. Boba. Yes, yes, David Moffat is correct. Boba it's a tea. It's a flavored tea, and it's got boba, which is it's essentially like tapioca balls in it. But boba is it's a more generic term. That's the classic definition of boba. You can have boba with all kinds of stuff in it now. You can have like lychee jelly in it. You can have um, the stuff I got had IU jelly in it, which I'm a big fan of. Um, so okay, this is really we're gonna see my skills here. How good am I? Those look really small. I may need to make more. That was, I think this might make it. We'll see. These are going to be super. Okay, so the trick is put a little water on your hands. Let's see if we can actually, this is actually going to work here. That one, there's some of these, that's not. What am I doing? That's not enough. That's not enough. We're going to make another. We're going to hedge our bet here. I have like a pound of this stuff. It's not like, not running, not a crisis or anything. Just need to make enough to do the dang job. Get the Englishman upset about boba tea. All right, Englishman, it's fine. You can keep your English tea, or I like. I'm gonna keep our boba. All right, there, 2 more balls. None of that sounds good. Larry also does not like boba tea. Boba tea is amazing. I will just have you know, it is great. But yeah, you could have lychee jelly in there. You could have sometimes you could do like red bean. You could do there's like the little pearl boba, which is really nice. There's all kinds of stuff you could do in there. You can do like sometimes they have like little pudding that you can put in there. Quite good. I don't know what you guys are talking. It's delicious stuff. It should be celebrated at all times. Oh, I hope I mixed that well enough. Diet Coke. I love Larry. I was addicted to Diet Coke for a number of years. It's really bad. Um, Fun fact about me. I actually smoked cigarettes for about 5 years, and I quit. I quit smoking cigarettes when my wife got pregnant with my first son, and quitting Diet Coke was way harder for me than quitting cigarettes. That's how much I was addicted to Diet Coke. Now, I will still have Diet Coke from time to time, but I used to drink like, 3, 4, 5 of those a day. It was not that was not a good look for me. And I just recently sort of was able to break the habit of the severe habit of Diet Coke and curb it down. But that I'm not kidding. That was harder for me than quitting smoking. No joke. But yeah, I haven't smoked a cigarette in a very, very long time. Asians will eat and drink anything. Uh-oh. Newbie, don't get racist on my stream, man. Uh, actually, got a funny thing to share about that. It is true. It is true that Asians will eat and drink almost anything. And the funniest way, the funniest thing I've heard that is said about that to kind of describe what's going on there. Oh man, I did have enough. Um, was this saying the saying that you gotta throw some back. I love that saying. You gotta throw some back. When you see you see people eating chicken feet or uh, pangolin or other other things that seem a little strange to you. You gotta throw some back, right? Just certain things, drinking blood and mixing milk in it. Not a fan. Not a fan of that kind of stuff. And yeah, you gotta throw some back. Use Coke to clean your toilet. One of the things that was shared with me was Bing taught me this was that you can use Diet Coke to clean your resin minis. You just leave them in Diet Coke. He said it was an old fine cast trick that they would employ, where you just leave your fine cast overnight in a vat of Diet Coke or a little container of Diet Coke, and that will clean all of the the resin, mold release agent, and all the other uh, the hydrophobic stuff that makes it hard to assemble and prime your resin minis. Eating other things that clearly aren't food. Well, dude, you're British. Your dietary stuff is pretty suspect, I might say. Right? It's a lot of soggy, kind of bad food. Oh man. Actually, there's a lot of I like a lot of old school pub food, but who knows? Over in the States, we make food kind of taste better than in some cases and worse in other cases. So not ever having been to the UK, I can't say, how I would feel about bangers and mash over there, or how I'd feel about shepherd's pie over there, uh, or Cornish pasty, which I know that's not English, but I do love Cornish pasty. You have blood pudding, yeah, exactly. You have blood pudding and what's the sheep brain one, right? Over here you can get um, Rocky Mountain oysters. For those of you who have been to Colorado, and you're at the bar and you would like fried bull testicle, go to the bar and go to the bar in Colorado and order some Rocky Mountain oysters. Now we're talking about how dare you? There's nothing wrong with egg and chips or tripe or beef dripping. Oh, tripe that scares me. And tripe is used in a lot of cultures use tripe, right? You get tripe in menudo, you get tripe in a lot of you'll see tripe in like Vietnamese. Some pho uses tripe in it. Fish ball. Fish ball scares me. And for those of you who like to eat Asian food, fish ball scares me. Right? They, I really think there are only maybe two proper ways to eat fish, and grinding it all up into a ground mushy material and smashing them into balls to drop into soup scares the bejeebus out of me. I dropped for a few minutes. Oh, I'm stamping these bases, Larry. So I just put some putty on them. I put some epoxy putty on them to stamp. And we're also talking about creepy food, food that creeps you out. Fishball creeps me out. Anybody else creeped out by fishball? I am definitely creeped out by fishball. Um, but we were also talking about Rocky Mountain oysters, which I had. I mean, you have to do it. The thing that was interesting, we went to so we were in a bar outside of just outside of Boulder. What's the matter, buddy? It's night time, dude. Why aren't you? What? You're a dragon? All right. Let's talk about Rocky Mountain oysters here in a sec. I'm gonna help my kid get his dragon. Okay. Let's see. The My fingerprints are all over these bases. Well, the joke's on. I mean, everyone should know that hobbyists are the best criminals because, unless generally we have super glue on our fingerprints, or we've super glued our fingers together and ripped the skin off. So it can be very hard to get prints from a miniature hobbyist. You had frog. I know I've had frog, and no, I actually have not had frog. I cannot get myself to eat frog leg. It's just too sad. I love frogs too much. Um, but yeah, we were talking about Rocky Mountain oysters. The interesting thing about it is we ordered them in a bar, and we were expecting we were expecting balls, like tiny little balls to come out, like lamb fries, right? Like something like that. But hey, what's up, Jason? But no, they were sliced thin, like potato chips, or translating for newbie, like crisps, right? They were shaped like crisps, and no, they were, these are fried bull genitals, and they weren't bad. They weren't bad, but I was like, it seemed like a lot of effort. I guess you get hungry at the end of the day, and if that's what you got, that's what you eat. I don't know. You tell me. Super glue doesn't stick to your fingers. It's funny and handy. You killed your second wife. Yeah, they never, they could never finger you for that because you had no prints. The night before you had built a metal Night Models mini, and we know you cannot build a Night Models metal kit mini without getting super glue all over your hands and your face and possibly your eyes. So we're talking about Jason. We're talking about terrifying foods. Well, first, since you just joined the chat, we want to know who your Aristeia best girl is, because I'm still taking votes on that. And we're also talking about foods that you find terrifying, because newbies terrified of boba for some reason. We know newbies lying because he never actually hobbies. Yeah, the we have some people, some locals that never hobby, and I give them I give them mess about it as well. But yeah. Okay. Ugh. So sometimes, right, if you're trying to just get that last little millimeter across the flat base, it could get frustrating. Um, that is why, kids, the best bases to get for if you want to stamp bases, the absolute best bases to get are, and they can be hard to get, so that's why I don't use them all the time, would be these bad boys from Weird. These are awesome because look, if you look, they have this nice little, there's this perfect little area there. You could perfectly spread all of the epoxy on to stamp, and then these are really nice translucent. You can tape off or use a a paint on um, liquid mask to hide that until you're ready to expose that nice bright um, translucent part. All right, let's stamp these bad boys. All right, Happy Seppuku, which is sadly a company that no longer exists, but these are awesome little rubber stamping. Right, put a little water down. All right, so we have a couple of votes for Hexer. I know what potato chips are, you damn colonists. All right, so you stamp these bad boys like this. Apply a healthy amount of pressure, and then what you can do is you can actually just, oop, I messed up. You can, a lot of times you should be able to just run your finger across there, and you can keep it nice and level. Right? But yeah, let's stamp a bunch of these. Jason apologizing to Jose for wiping him off the board on Sunday. I didn't bring it up, Jason, during this. I did not bring up the fact that Jose got tabled hard by you in his game. I might have mentioned it once that Jose got tabled, like really wrecked, like badly in your last game. I don't, yeah, like I barely made mention of it. What was that? Oh yeah, no, I mean yeah, I don't like to bring it up, but Jose got wrecked pretty hard in the last game. Okay. Uh, let's see. Locksmith is a surprising addition to my top 8. If status effects are definitely sweet, Dart eats them for breakfast. But Locksmith, that focus is so nice though, and I do like Locksmith a lot. Like I said, I just wish her alt sculpt was a little bit better. It's not terrible. Her alt sculpt isn't terrible. I just wish it was better. You know, screw that. You don't need friends. Yeah, Jose. Actually, Jose, I was gonna go to that chicken place you recommended, but I lost track of where I was momentarily. It ended up buying a different chicken sandwich at a different place. But I am gonna try that recommendation. Okay, it's actually being tamed. Well, there's a lot of comments. I can't read them all, newbie. All right. Yeah, it's true that I am I am a little harsher in public generally, and yes, Yvonne does like to pile on to to what I'm saying. Yeah, I just think Lakshmi has such a cool, like in general, her aesthetic is really cool. She's a hacker. It's kind of cool that she's a shaman. Like I kind of like that, but the pose is so 2D that it just kind of shut that down for me. I got lost on the way to my kitchen. Well, I was explaining to newbie that here, Southern California, basically whenever we do anything, we basically drive to it. We just don't. That's why you bought the wrong chicken sandwich. Well, I'm currently looking for a chicken sandwich that I like better than the Popeyes chicken sandwich, which I don't believe exists. But, Jose recommended a spot for a chicken sandwich, and I'm going to try it. Because I'm a fair person that does not like to bring up how badly Jose lost to Jason on Sunday. Oh well. Can you use Aristeia in Infinity? Yes. You can use a lot of the characters that cross over into Infinity. In fact, the last 4 models that I just painted, um, Jose wants them on Infinity bases because you can actually use them in Infinity. So okay, so I know these don't look right. They don't look that hot when you just stamp them, but they look fine once they're all put together and painted. They look great. You destroyed Octave. Well, not really, Sean. I've just been a fan of chicken my whole life. But when the Popeyes fried chicken sandwich first came out, I was like, it's pretty good. It was pretty good. I didn't understand why people were stabbing each other over them and trying to rob Popeyes for them. Until I tried the spicy, right? Once you have the spicy fried chicken sandwich, then it all makes sense. I'm like, oh yeah, I could see why people committed violence in the name of a chicken sandwich. I could kind of see that. All right, let's break out some of the plastics here. I'm not planning on really doing a whole lot tonight, guys, other than the 4 that I painted, but, I figured let's just hang for a bit. Let's have a look at these sculpts. Some of these might actually be a little difficult to get off of the plastic bases. There's 5 there. I think I need 2 more plastic. There we go. And this type of work can get very destructive. So I'm a little leery to do some of this on camera. Like I might lose a finger or something like that. Good night, Larry. Thanks for coming and hanging, man. Hope you come hang with us on Saturday when we do some paint day stuff. Right? Certain things. This guy here looks like he is going to be a massive pain to remove from the base. But I could be wrong. Spicy Cheetos are way better than regular Cheetos. Agreed. All right. So, what I usually like to do... Oh, look at that. It's actually not too bad. It's only attached here. But that's actually a pretty big attachment. If I can... I think Dice destroyed his 3-hour painting companion stream. Ah. Oh man, how does one? I may have to cut some of this. See how it's like these are like faker slotted bases? So I can cut there. Let's do this. This is the hardest one, it looks like. If I cut that part loose, cut the tab loose. See, I literally destroy the base doing this. I mean, you see, I just ripped that off there. So it came off pretty cleanly. Then what you have to do is cut this off. You can sand it or file it or whatever. Uh-oh. Man, my kid out there is still awake, so I may have to do something about that fairly soon here. Because, yeah, I got to get that kid up in the morning and take him to preschool. And so what I'm doing right now, I'm not doing it on camera because I know how you guys like to watch me bleed, but I am just shaving this off. Right? And you just want that to be flat enough to stick on the base. Pretty cool. He reminds me of, oh, you're off. Good night, newbie. Can't find Soldiers of Fortune expansion pack anyway. Oh, I thought we didn't even check CQ. I thought, no, I guess I didn't see it there. Yeah. Just gonna shave some of this down. Ooh. Ah, and there goes my finger. Ah! Are you always in charge of getting him in? No, it's I'm sort of the backup. A lot of times he'll be in bed earlier and then I kick on the feed. Tonight I thought we were in a good spot, and so I turned on the camera and no, he didn't make a peep until the camera went on, and then he straight in here right after that. Reminds me of Briareos, this thing. Look at that. For you Appleseed fans, doesn't he look like Briareos? He does, kind of. His brother is going to be pretty easy to get off the base there. See, Dart has this weird smoky thing going on. I've never actually painted this miniature. So I think it's the same thing. I'm going to snip. Unless I can get. Sometimes you can do this. You can jam the blade underneath. And if you get it far enough under, you can start to pop it loose from the, because these are basically just like super glued in there. So you could do that, like you could get that in here, right? See how I got it underneath there? And just kind of wiggle around. And it'll start to come free. Scared to do this on camera. You really want to have this in a good safe spot when you're doing this kind of work. But I'm able to get underneath. You can hear the glue snapping, right? So I'm able to get underneath it. Okay, let's see if I can just muscle it off from here. It's pretty good. I'm gonna do this off camera, guys. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Right. Once you get under the glue, it's not too bad. You just do that. All right. How many times do you think you slice yourself on camera? Oh gosh. Well, there was this famous feed I did. It was by far my most popular feed. I was working on a Wonder Woman, a special like Wonder Woman model for Night Models, and she was on this warhorse, and the the um, the sculpt I got was really tough pewter, and I was trying to pin this thing, and I could not get the drill to physically bite into the model. It was so hard. The metal was so hard, and I kept breaking the my bits and poking myself, like jabbing myself at the same time, and so all of like my fingertips and stuff were bleeding, and this whole feed was just like blood down here. But people were loving that. They were loving watching me bleed out on camera. It's good stuff. Man, I don't know how I feel about this smoky thing here. It's just weird. I don't know. Man, I don't feel bad about it, Nelson. It was actually super funny. All right, let's see if I can. Sometimes you can just, like, another thing you can do, if it's that, like, see how small his feet are? You can just go straight across if you want, right? Right, just go straight across. There you go. Perfect. It just depends on how they're attached to the base. There's a lot of different options you can, but you saw what you could do even when it looks like that they're really attached on there. If you can just get underneath and get that glue to snap a little bit, it'll be a lot easier for you. I don't remember if I've painted this plastic Hippolyta. I know I've painted a metal Hippolyta. I don't know if I've ever painted a plastic one. Pretty good sculpt. I'm just a snob. I don't like to use the plastic stuff. Look at that. See how easy you just need to know how to get underneath them. They're not too bad. And the rest of these are all on 1 foot. Maybe with Bixie here being the difficult one, because she looks like she's on there pretty good. Let's see if I can get underneath this. Yeah, I can get underneath it. Okay. All right, look at that. 2 left. I don't know. Maybe we will build tonight. Who knows? My son might have gone to bed even. Imagine that. Ooh, this guy's foot is super flat. I don't know if I want to take a chance with the blade getting underneath that. Ooh, that's so... Ooh. All right, we're actually gonna. I'm worried about this one. We're actually just gonna destroy this base because his foot is so flat. I'm just gonna chop the base. So you can see, right, it came loose there, but I'm still not going to take the chance. I do not want to lose that, the front part of that foot. We don't have a stumpy Muay Thai boxer, kickboxer. But yeah, I mean, this is something that actually that a lot of people ask me about. Oddly enough, is like how do you get your plastics off of their crappy plastic bases? And there's, I guess I'm just showing you all the different things that I do to make sure I get them off without ruining the sculpt. And pretty good. And then, if you want, right, in this case, you might go through, give it a quick little file. Just to give it a flat, give yourself a flat area for it to attach to the base. And it's plastic, right? It's not like resin. You're not going to kill yourself breathing in plastic fumes. All right. Last but definitely not least is Eclipse, one of my favorite sculpts, one of my favorite plastic sculpts. I really want her to show up in the metal, the ranks of metal pretty soon here. And she's just, her playstyle is very interesting to me too, so I'm a big fan. Okay. There. All right. I think, though, rather than build the two metal models, I think we are going to call it here, because that is a pretty decent stopping point. Well, hold on. What am I doing? I can glue them. I can glue these on tonight so that they're, once the resin, because the resin will take a good 3 to 4 hours to really harden up and set. So I could probably do a lot of this tonight and just leave them to set up nice and clean in the morning. How am I doing on this glue? I'm actually let me go crack open a new glue. All right, we'll do that. Okay. So brand new Loctite. And remember to turn this bad boy. You toss them in hot water to remove the warpage. And yeah, that's a good point. You can kind of wiggle some of these apart. This is kind of the method I've been using. Just get off a couple extra little layers of schmugs there. And here's the rule, right? So you stamped a bunch of these and you pick the worst one and you stick the one who has the most base covering on the worst one. I know. It's a very complicated system I run here. But like, see how that one has kind of poor definition out on the edge there? That might be the worst one. And so we figure out, this looks like that's going to go like that, which is perfect. Perfect. Maybe I didn't twist it enough. Looks like I did. Why isn't it? Why isn't it doing the thing though? It's not as fun as slicing your fingers. I too like to live dangerously. This is concerning. I've never had one fail on me. Loctite's usually so good about that. Maybe if I... There we go. That should have done it. There we go. Just the first squeeze there was a little suspect. All right. And like I said, you kind of just want to pick the most ground cover on the worst sculpt, because you're not gonna, now you will see almost none of that now, right? But the point is, you can drop a magnet in here if you want to magnetize the base. Let's pick the next worst one. Probably gonna be that one. Although this one's pretty bad too. Maybe that one. Yeah, we'll stick dart on there. Wow, yeah, first plastic dart I've ever painted. Here we go. Okay. So kind of maybe this one. Really do appreciate all the commission stuff and sales going on. Obviously, I am taking a portion of all of my sales and commissions this month and donating them to my Extra Life campaign. Actually, I'll save that one for Hexer. This one's not bad. So you will be, so if you want things painted this month, or if you want to buy some of the Guild Ball teams or things that I have for sale, know that part of your transaction will be going to help sick kids. So fun little charity we're gonna do. A little charity work in addition to what we got going on. All right. Look at this, is a very fun model. Welcome back, Sean. Ooh. And with this resin being, I'm sorry, with the epoxy being still somewhat pliable. Oh, that's, I wonder if that's gonna actually, I need that to hold. I mean, if I have to, I can pin it, but I may not have to. I'm gonna try to get away with it if I can. Because once that epoxy fully hardens, it's really gonna be on there. It can be on there nice and good. Right now it's just not. It's not gonna be on there good. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Yeah, we may be pinning this bad boy. Yikes. Yep. Okay, here we go. We're gonna pin it. Actually, would have worked just fine if I That would have worked. Well, let's pin it. Where's my little wire for pinning? Now I had a bunch of it still on here somewhere from the last job. Maybe not. Ick. Okay, well, all right, let's do this. Let's put her away for a second. Let's see. Well, the rest of these are all tiptoes too. You think you might have to pin it? You pretty much have to pin it or regret it later. It's true. All the tiptoes I'm pretty much going to have to pin. So let's get some wire. And let's pin these guys. Okay. Ah, man. The metal is going to be what's actually difficult to put together, not this stuff. But I'm going to make myself some pins for the tippy toe guys. Gonna head to bed. Good night, Sean. Look at that. The war of attrition. Uh-oh. Don't know where that pin went. Oh, I just heard it. Hit the ground. Oh, man. Yeah, it might be getting too late for me. I'm like losing my mojo here. That's so weird. I shouldn't have lost any of those pins. Dude, where are all these pins going? Weird. There it is. Alright. Okie doke. Alright, everyone's heading to bed. Thanks, everybody. I'm just going to finish pinning these last few, and then I'm going to head to bed as well. So let's go back to, we were working on her actually, right? Good news is pinning plastic is a joy. It's very easy to do. It's also, you also do run the risk, however, of running your pin all the way through the model. When it's so soft plastic, the drill will grab very readily. There we go. And there's that pin. And let's pin this dude. Okay. So I'll pin this. Ooh, that's a big pin. That is a big pin. It's not really doing what I want it to do. Let's do that. And then let's pin this one through the model and your finger. That's right. You can see how quick it is to just go super deep into these models though. General question, Nelson. How married are we to these, to their various color schemes? Because I may make some deviations just to kind of keep it fun, I guess. Man, even with the pin, she does not like to throw a wash on the bases and call it a night. Good night, Chris. Yeah, one by one, we're all leaving. Which I am down with that because I'm also just about ready to call it. But let's just pin these last couple of guys here first. All right. Yeah, because I got some. I want to play around with some. I mean, I'm probably not gonna deviate all that far, Nelson, I, unless I really don't like a specific color scheme. Why did that not? That was weird. That was weird how that one came together. Oh, I see what happened. It didn't grab the pin at all. It was weird. Uh-oh. My tweezers are gone. It's not good. I think my... Okay. And then let's do, last but definitely not least, we'll do Bixie here. Okay. All right. Ah. Oop. We'll go like that. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. Well, we'll call it there. That's a pretty good stopping point. So we're already getting started on the next batch of Aristeia minis. So yeah, we're going to call it there. Want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.